Welcome to the Solution Station podcast. I'm Situnya Baitite, and today I am alongside my colleague Bonita Musidi, and today we're going to be talking all things coaching. Hi, Bonita.
Hi, Situnya. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm great, and I am excited about this conversation that we're about to have. I am hoping it's going to help somebody out there who is starting out on their journey or who wants to start on the journey of coaching. So let's get right into it.
Amazing stuff. So today, our conversation is going to be more of a Q&A session. So I have questions prepared. Bonita has questions prepared for me. So let's dive into it, right? So Bonita, your first question is, how does coaching differ from simply giving advice? What's your take in that?
Well, I think coaching it's a collaborative. A coach asks you powerful questions that help you reflect. When you sit down and you reflect on, okay, this is what I want to do, this is where I'm going, just to gain that clarity and to find your own solutions, from deep within you. While advice, it's sort of like someone telling you what to do, from their own experiences. Yeah. I think that's where it differs. A coach doesn't tell you what to do. A coach doesn't give you answers or solutions. You find them yourself. So that's where I think it differs.
That's great. I feel like you answered it quite well. Yeah.
Okay, what is your take on coaching? What do you understand about coaching?
Okay. For me, honestly, coaching is more of like learning how to also pause, as a person, also pause and be able to realign yourself to your goals and avoiding the loud noise that is always there. Because right now we are in a time and age whereby there's a lot of noise everywhere. I'm talking social media. We're comparing ourselves with our age mates doing, better things, and you wonder, it makes you overthink and all that. So it's also just being able to be disciplined and knowing that discipline is more of love than punishment, and just learning to enjoy the journey as it goes, as your coach, helps you figure out this whole journey thing.
Yeah, true. And you are right about what you said. Most of us we are sometimes stuck because we like to compare ourselves with our age mates, so and so bought a house, I'm still living with my parents, so and so bought a car,
I'm telling
I think
you,
that's the unnecessary pressure that we put ourselves through. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. So how can a young person identify when they need coaching in their life or career?
Like I was saying, when you feel like, when you feel unsure of the direction that you want to take or how to move forward, maybe you've just finished your tertiary, you don't know what's the next step, or maybe your BVCSE, you don't know, okay, fine, which course am I going to go into, what do my values align with, what are my interests really. So that's where a coach can come in. And when you really lack that clarity or that maybe that confidence or consistency in pursuing your goal. Yeah, because sometimes you want to do something, but you're like, oh, what if it fails?
That's so true, hey?
What if it doesn't work out?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where a coach can sort of come in to give you that clarity, to help you move forward in taking the next step, man, in building your confidence, helping you build your confidence,
Yeah.
and as well as when you want to grow professionally or even personally, but it's not just about professional growth, it's about your personal growth as well as a person. So helping you develop your strength, and to leverage in areas that you need to develop in, so that's where a coach really comes in helping you gain that clarity of where you want to go next, in helping you gain that confidence, because I find that's where it has been helpful for me, because I've gone through coaching, so I lacked that clarity, I lacked that confidence. I was always like second guessing myself, oh man, so is good at this public speaking, so and so is good at that, I'm not, what if what I'm trying to do doesn't work out, just you feeling, I don't know how to put it, just you connecting with yourself, connecting with Bonita, knowing who Bonita really is and what Bonita is really good at, what drives Bonita, holistically knowing myself. I think that's where coaching can really come in handy.
Hey man, Bonita, I'm telling you, like, as you're speaking, I am actually getting what you're saying, because I am also a young person who's just like getting into this, and those are the questions that I find myself asking myself each day, so okay, I am learning quite a bit.
What do you do yourself when you're feeling lost or a bit behind? How do you get yourself back into that focus and that moment where you're like, oh, okay, no man, I can do that, how do you do that? How do you
man, I think one thing that I've learned, like, to take on those moments where I feel lost is mainly to breathe, remind myself of that this is not a race, right? It's not a race, and I am in my own lane and everybody else is in their own lane. So I go back to gratitude, right? I sit down, remind myself of, who I used to be back then, and it may be mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, because if I remind myself of where I was, I'll be able to be grateful for where I am right now, because I have definitely grown, right? So those moments where I reflect, honestly, sometimes they do humble me, because I'm like, okay, I know that, people my age right now, some already have degrees, some already have that, but if I could look at Situnia 2 years back, where was she? Oh, she has grown though, so it helps me be able to kind of realign myself to my purpose. And one thing again that has helped me a lot is I journal a lot. I journal, because the act of journaling it helps you be able to see the kind of person that you were back then, because the way you write, the way you are expressing yourself, you now see what I've grown in terms of speech, I've grown in terms of vocabulary, I'm now much more confident. The way I'm expressing myself now is not the way that I used to express myself. So in that way, it helps me enjoy the journey. It helps me appreciate every little moment, even though it's small, but those small achievements, they go a long way, because one thing that I've learned is rushing things, honestly speaking, it puts you in a position whereby when you got it, you wouldn't be able to know how to deal with your achievement if you rush to them, right? But if you take your journey step by step, you learn how to ground yourself, you learn how to be humble, you learn how to invest better, you learn how to do things, discipline yourself, so that when you achieve all of these things that you want to achieve, you know how to handle them. We find shows right now like Bo I Blew It, because people want money so bad, but they don't know how to deal with it. So I think that's what just reminds me of, you know what, appreciate your journey as you go. You might feel lost right now. Yes, you're going to feel lost. Yes, you're going to be scared. I'm young. I'm very young. And my brain is developing every day. I'm figuring out what I want. The more I get exposed to better things, the more I want to do better things, the more I figure out that I have so many talents and skills to offer. So I really try all my best not to beat myself up, because I'm learning that even those people that I inspire to be, they were once where I was, and I think that's what helps me a lot, I'm like, oh, okay, Bonita is doing so well, but Bonita was once Situnya at some point. So let's think of it that way. When you compare yourself to all these people, don't compare them for where they are, but also look at where they used to be and see okay, it's actually different journeys, and we're not in a race. It's not a competition, guys. It's not a competition. Honestly speaking, we're just learning how to live, learning how to improve and become better people. Yeah.
I like what you said. We don't really give ourselves the grace, like, okay, man,
I'm telling you,
bro, this is not where I was 2-3 years back. I think we want to see like big things happening in our lives, but it's in the little things as well. Like I always say, it's in the little things, the little things that move towards that bigger picture that you want to see, because it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to be a millionaire overnight. You're not going to be the world's best speaker overnight.
That's true.
It's a journey, man. You're learning, you're developing yourself. As long as you're still living and breathing, there's still a chance, there's still a chance for you to get that what you want to get. There's still a chance for you to go out there and grab it, So I think most of the times we're really so hard on ourselves.
I'm telling you.
We don't notice our growth. We don't notice the change,
Yeah. That's so true,
ourselves the grace, man. We need to.
Yeah, because even when you're saying this, it's just making me remember moments whereby, personally with me, I used to what do you call this? I didn't know how to take feedback, right? I used to want to be so perfect, especially working alongside you guys. I really wanted to be perfect so bad, and whenever maybe I wouldn't do something right, or I wouldn't know how to go about it, it would freak me out, and I will, it was very hard thought, but I had to learn at that moment where you can't be perfect, Situnya, and I had to learn how to be able to take constructive feedback. because in that way it helps you. It helps you become a better person. It helps you also improve your communication skills. It helps you work with other people, So it's just little things like that. Those little things that you may be scared of. Hey man, fear will always be there. But if you allow yourself to go through the journey, you'll be able to improve and grow and become a better person for sure.
And I like what you just said, that you always feel pressured, like working alongside us. Remember, that's how I was when I started working with Nonofo, because I'm like, she's so good at this, she's so good at that, you know her. So I'm like, I have to be this good, man. I have to be this perfect. And sometimes I wouldn't know. I would fail to ask questions. Like I say, it's when I'm just like, if I ask this, I'm gonna sound stupid, or so I'm what I shouldn't be here, or I'm not that good enough, And then she was like, no, man. She noticed it and she was like, you know what? You are learning. And there's power in allowing yourself to learn, because it's at the end of the day, it's your journey, and when that knowledge that you have, no one is going to take it away from you.
That's what I'm saying. Yes. Nobody can take it away from you.
There is growth in allowing yourself to learn. That in itself shows you are growing, and you are developing into somebody that you would be proud of in the future. So allow yourself to learn, allow yourself to be taught as well, It's okay for you not to know something. Yeah, be teachable. It's okay for you not to know something. When you are working with other people, when you're engaging with other people, learn from those people as well, because there's something that Petunia knows that I don't know, and there's something I know that Petunia doesn't know, and it doesn't make me any less, or how do I put it, or I'm less than you, or you are less than me, just because So let's learn from each other. It's okay to learn from your colleagues. It's okay to learn from your age mates, So I think that's really powerful what you said, that and it's unnecessary pressure, like we were saying.
It's definitely unnecessary pressure. It's definitely unnecessary pressure, because hey, we beat ourselves up. But I think, like you're saying, when you're teachable and coachable, it will also help with your relation with your coach, because I think when you don't allow yourself to be coachable, it's also going to make that tension between you and your coach. But okay, since you have said that you have went through coaching, right? What do you think a person who wants to be coached, right? How can they go about the relationship with that coach, and what should they bear in mind when they go for coaching? What do you think they should bear in mind?
I think the most important thing is to be as open as you possibly can, and like we were saying, allow yourself, be teachable, man. Allow yourself to learn. Because when I started this journey with Menonofo, I wanted to answer her questions perfectly, I wanted every answer to come out as perfect as possible, I know stuff, I got everything, I've got everything together, I'm so well put together. But it doesn't help, because at the end of the day, if I'm not as open as I possibly can be, if I don't allow myself to make those mistakes, and if I don't embrace that I need help, then I'm not going to get much from these sessions. I'm not going to get much. I'm not going to learn much. It's not going to be helpful. So it's really in allowing, in knowing that and embracing that, man, I can't do it on my own. I need somebody, I need somebody to help me on this journey. I need that clarity. I need to gain clarity. I'm stuck here. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. So it starts with accepting and embracing that, you know what, I'm stuck. I need that. I need to gain clarity on my journey. It's okay, man. It's okay to be stuck at some point, It happens to the best of us. So in really building that relationship with your coach, and in such a way that you're going to get what you want to get out of the sessions, you really need to be open.
Yeah.
Be an open book.
Oh, yeah.
Bear
That
it
is
all
so
out.
true.
Your fears, your weaknesses, bear it all out. Because it's
That is so
really going to help you in your journey. And it's going to help your coach be helpful to you as well. Yeah. So be open. Admit that you are stuck. Admit that you don't know it all.
Yeah.
And
Man.
be patient, man. You be patient, because you're not going to see results overnight. This is
That
a
is so
journey.
true.
Yeah, it's a journey. It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to be transformed overnight. It takes time. It's like they always say, Rome wasn't built in one night. So yeah, if you want to build sustainable, if you want to build something great, then you need to take time in perfecting yourself. You need to take time working on yourself. So give yourself that grace. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Yeah.
That is so great. I think one thing that I've learned from what you have said is growth starts with acceptance. Accepting that you actually need to learn and unlearn certain things, because if you don't accept it and you deny or you try to be perfect in that way, you're just bottling yourself in this little corner, and you won't be able to spread out your wings or whatsoever. That is so great. That is so amazing.
Like you're saying, so it brings me to the how do you, because we all make mistakes, right?
Yes.
How do you come out? How do you come out of that? Oh man, I've messed up here. How do you come out from that and instead make it a lesson? Yeah.
I think what I have learned so much is being, how should I put it? I've learned that, like you're saying, being okay with the fact that you need help, right? And you are actually, it's okay to make mistakes, and being, what's the word? I'm looking for a word. Um, how should I put it? Let me just say, being teachable. I think one thing that helped me come out is that being teachable is also a strength, right? It's just because you don't know doesn't mean you're weak. Yes. It doesn't mean that you're a weak person. So I think one thing that I've trained myself to do is wanting to learn. And in every conversation that I have, or when I could feedback, let me say, the only way I was able to learn, you know what, actually, take this feedback because it's going to help you, is because I learned that sometimes we don't need to be defensive and we don't need to be all that, right? So it really helped me come out, because I go by my conversations different now. When I'm having a conversation with you, Bonita, I am not in defense mode. If you say, sitting here, but then you did not do this right, I'm not too quick to be like, no, but then, and justify myself. No, but I'm able to listen to you, reflect, and be like, oh, okay, Bonita is saying this out of a good heart, or out of a way to help me learn, because I used to be so stuck in this mentality of victim mentality and having some sort of like entitlement, or always wanting to be all that, but only when I humbled myself to be like, you know what, actually learn to get feedback, because I think it also comes from growing up in a, I don't want to say a black household, but then growing up we just whenever your mom would say something, we used to feel like they don't understand. You get what I mean? They don't get it. Like, you don't understand it. And I think this thing of different generations where things are now changing and things are not the way they used to be back then, people of my generation think they know it all, man. But 2K, we think we know it. We think, mental health. Yes, mental health is good, but then sometimes getting advice and from a person who has went before you is also a solution, or is also the way to go. And if you allow yourself to take advice or be able to be coachable, you will go a long way. Because if you stay in this mentality, they don't understand, we know our rights. Oh my goodness. If we get out of that bubble, it will help us. So I think that's one thing, like being able to humble myself and just be a child and just learn, even from my colleagues, from my friends, from everybody, just being able to humble myself and not be too quick to talk, because I'm talkative. I talk too much. I know how to talk, but sometimes also just slowing down helped me come out better. Because when I slow down, as I listen, when I learn to listen, it also, I learn a lot from that. Yes.
Great. I like what you just said. Sometimes we don't really take time to listen, like you're saying,
we do.
You're talkative, so it's a good thing to just take that time to reflect and be like, oh, okay, 1, 2, 3, just take time to listen. And it's important as well to give yourself, time alone, time with yourself. Have a meeting with yourself and be like, hey, situnya ha ekare ga re tsamaye ga re gate sente, so yeah, That's important as well. Have those little meetings. We kalimele, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. I think my last question, or just to like wrap it up, somebody who has like listened to our conversation and now is so interested in having to take coaching or even mentorship series, what would you say to them, and how would you advise them to go about it? And yeah.
Great. I think it's really in knowing who, like, identify who you would want to be your coach, you know. If that person's values in line with your own values, you know.
Yeah.
What really do you want to learn from that person, you know? Is that someone you can relate with, you know? So identify your coach. Identify your coach. And then know where you are at. Identify where you are at in life. Like areas where you need improvement in, areas where you feel stuck at, areas where you feel like you need growth, you know, areas where you want to work on, you know. So identify that, and then start, man. Just start. The power is in, you know you need a coach. You need that direction, you know. You need that little push. You need to gain that clarity. So don't even think about it twice. I would say just go for it, because coaching really does change. It can change someone's life, you know. So because for me, it helped me to discover who I truly am. Most times we're like, man, I know myself. I know what I want. I know where I'm going. And then a coach comes in and busts that little bubble, and you're like, who am I? You know, where am I going? You know, because that's what happened with me. I was like, no, I know myself. I know. I got this. You know, I know what I want. And I'm like, and then Mrs. Nunofa came and asked me difficult questions. You know, I had to sit down, reflect. I had to sit down and dig deep into who I really am, because I think most of the times we are afraid of finding out who we really are. You know, maybe you are like,
talk about
you're not, you know, you are not going to like what you find out or find it out. You know, so I think most of the times we are really afraid of knowing who we truly really are. You know, you just want to be, you know, sweet Bonita, you know, kind Bonita, hardworking Bonita, you know, just the basic things. You're like, I'm hardworking, I'm what, and then you realize, you're really not. You are not that, you know, because we are afraid to face our weaknesses. We are afraid to face those things that we truly don't like about ourselves, because we are like, oh man, this is a weakness, and then we tend to focus on that. Or no, I have this weakness, or I'm not good at speaking, you know, I'm not good at speaking speaking in public or whatnot. Maybe you're not good at speaking in public, but what else are you? What are you good at? Maybe you're good at writing.
Yeah.
You know. Hey, so
Explore yourself.
we really need to know ourselves, know who you truly really are, know what you're comfortable with, know what you're not comfortable with, because that's going to help you in your journey as well, in maybe choosing a career. You know what, this is as far as I can go, this is what I am good at, you know, and this is what I'm not good at. So that's going to help you. It's going to help you as well to be productive. It's going to help you be efficient. It's going to, you know, it's going to go a long way. So we really need to know ourselves, you know. And then it for me again, it unlocked a potential for me, you know, because hey, before coaching, I don't think I'd be having these type of conversations, you know. I would never be having these type of conversations because like, oh, I'm shy. Oh man, what am I going to say? You know?
Yeah.
What am I going to say? What if it's not good enough? You know, that type of thing. So it's that self-doubt and those fears that we really have, it just helps you be confident in your own skin, be confident in who you are, you know.
Yeah.
Be confident in even in your weaknesses, you know. Because it's really how you maneuver those weaknesses and how you turn them around, you know. So that's it has helped me in that area, and it's helped me gain clarity in my career as well, you know, where I want to go. Okay, I'm in HR right now. Where do I want to see myself in this area, you know? And my hobbies as well, you know, my dreams, my passions as well, you know, because I have passions, I have things that I would want to do, you know. So, and sometimes I'm not doing those things because of fear, you know, fear of failure, you know, like, oh man, what if I fail? What if this thing doesn't work out? You know, but you won't know unless you try. You won't know unless you do it, you know.
Yeah.
So it's helped me sort of build that traction, build that clarity. I'm seeing change now because I've started moving the needle. It's all about moving, you know, because you can't, as long as you are not moving, as long as you're not taking that step, you are always going to be stuck, you know. Want to start a business, find out about that business that you want to start. Do your research, you know. What's next? Where do you want to start this business? Who else is doing this thing that you can learn from it as well, you know? What do I need to start this business? You know, don't just sit there and be like, oh man, I want to start selling ice pops. And then it's always going to be a dream. It's forever going to be. So it's helped me in that area because I had things that I wanted to do, things that I was passionate about, but I didn't know what my next move was. I didn't know what to do next, you know, but only to discover that it really just lies in me, you know. The answer that I was looking for, it really lies in me, you know. So I really needed to have those conversations. I needed to have those difficult conversations. I needed someone to help to ask me those difficult questions so that I can really dig deeper into myself, dig deeper into Bonita, bring that Bonita that had been hidden, bring her out. So
Yeah.
so that's my journey with coaching. That's how coaching has really helped me and transformed my life. I'm a different Bonita now. I've grown. I'm seeing the growth. I'm seeing the confidence. I'm seeing myself for who I really am now.
Yeah. When I grow up, I want to be like you, Bonita.
Get a coach.
But wow. Wow, that was quite a powerful ending, Bonita. I think one thing, especially because we're towards the end of the year and we're at a point in time where we are goal setting, New Year resolutions and whatsoever. I think one thing that we can take from what you just said is the power lies in starting, because if you don't start, you won't be able to know, right? Or you won't be able to grow. I really wish that this conversation could continue, but guys, we have come to the end of our amazing conversation. Please do make sure that you say your thoughts in the comments below. Ask questions that you really want to know answers on. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow our social media platforms at Focal Point Human Solutions on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, alongside with LinkedIn. And we hope that we would continue this conversation. And do you think we should continue with having conversations like this, Bonita?
Yeah, I think these type of conversations are a need. People really need to be having these type of conversations because it teaches us a lot. So I'm looking forward to conversations like this in the future as well.
Yeah. Amazing, guys. Thank you for listening. Ciao. Dima.